The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Jets GM Darren Mougey held his annual pre-draft press conference, and he explained what exactly happened with the David Bailey canceled top 30 visit. That and much more from Mougey's presser is what we're breaking down. Robby Sabo will join me. It's the Jake Asman Show. The draft's in 2 days. Let's hit it and get it started.
Wish you could have been a Jet, Fernando.
Let's see what happens.
What's your message to the Jet fans in New York?
Jets, Jets.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. 2 days until the NFL draft. We will be live in Pittsburgh. If you want a party, come to our free draft party at McFadden's down the street from where the NFL draft is taking place. It is free to attend the draft. It's free to attend our draft party. I'm flying out to Pittsburgh tomorrow, and we will be there starting at noon on Thursday. Throughout the day into the evening, I'll be doing a live show during the day and a live show after the Jets make their picks in night one of the NFL draft. We are presented by PrizePicks. Make sure that you like the video and you are subscribed to the channel. Before we bring on our guest today, Robby Sabo, again, thank you to everyone who tunes in each and every day. We started this show in January of 2021, and we just hit over 45,000 subscribers a couple days ago. So thank you to everyone who tunes in. We would not be here without your daily support. With that, we say hello right now to the founder of JetX and JetsXFactor.com, the co-host of the Underdog podcast with Wayne Corbett. It's our friend Robby Sabo who joins us now. Robby, just 2 days to go until the NFL draft. And after that Knicks debacle last night, I need something to take my mind off that. So I'm actually looking forward to talking about what Darren Mougey said this morning.
Dude, is Jalen Brunson's jock still under the rim at Madison Square Garden? McCollum just turnstile, man. Like, listen, I get it. Brunson's not a great defender, but he has to be at least bad. He can't be atrocious for the Knicks to go on a run here. And
is Mike Brown aware that Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson need to at least one of them be on the floor at all times and not have 12 minutes of game action where they're both not out there?
Hey, man, this is what Knicks fans wanted. No, play the bench, clamoring for the likes of DeLon White and or DeLon Wright and Shamet. And listen, this year their team is much more talented and deeper, so I get it, but it's brutal, man. We'll see what happens, and they're suspect on the road, but we'll see what happens. They'll be tested for sure.
Knicks in 5. All right, we'll be positive, at least for now. We'll be positive about the Jets as well. Some optimism, right? 4 picks in the top 44, second overall and 16 on night one. And Darren Mougey spoke this morning, pre-draft presser, as all GMs are required to do around the NFL. So this was Darren Mougey being asked about the David Bailey canceled top 30 visit. Remember that hoopla? All of a sudden, Bailey's visit, it gets canceled. What does that mean? Well, here's Darren Mougey explaining what exactly happened there.
Say this, with top 30s, every team uses them differently and has different ways of using that mechanism. Some don't even use the top 30s at all, right? I would say for us, when we do top 30s, every single player and case is different. Sometimes I want this player to meet with our player engagement department. Sometimes I want this player to meet with our sports performance. Sometimes it's purely medical. Sometimes it's a recruiting process. Sometimes it's a smoke screen. And in regards to David, we had good touch points with him at the Combine. We went to his pro day, had a good dinner with him, and we were just kind of juggling our 30 and how to use them, and I wouldn't look too much into a cancellation because there was other ones that we may have changed as well.
I think he kind of revealed what it was. He used the word smokescreen. I think that's what this was. I can't believe he said it. That's what I think happened here. They felt like they obviously had all the info they needed on David Bailey. They went out to dinner with him. They went to the pro day. I think that's what this was. That or maybe just like a schedule thing that popped up, but they clearly feel comfortable with all the information they've gathered on Bailey. And I say all that to say, I think it's going to be Arvo Reset too.
Yeah, 100%. It's hasn't changed for me, knowing Glenn. And again, the wild card is who's the final decision maker. Has it changed? We don't know. Knowing Glenn, it's Reese all the way. I think Glenn views him as the far superior football player overall. I think most, football people see it that way. And I just don't think it's changed. And kudos to Mougey and the Jets for getting the media's panties in a bunch, because it has been a 100% disgrace this offseason in terms of NFL draft coverage. It's absolute joke. We know what it is usually. Everyone's great. It's a celebration. But this time, this offseason, it's just exponentially worse. And there's got to be a point where we say enough and we call it out and we get back to evaluation on a per team and per prospect basis. And some people have the just slight cojones to call it out and say, I don't know, man, he might be a little jacked up in terms of value right now, or this guy's a little under the radar. I'm just not seeing too much of that. Everything's great. Everything's a celebration. And until that changes, Mougey and the GMs in the NFL who do a good job of keeping the secrets in-house are going to keep doing that good job.
I just can't remember a GM actually acknowledging that sometimes top 30 visits are smoke screens. Like, imagine if you're the agent of the player who had to get on a flight to go visit the team and it's all for naught. You have no interest in actually drafting that player. You just want to make the appearance look like, hey, we could take this guy. Like, that's crazy that he actually said that. I respect him for saying it because we know this goes on, but I am very surprised that Mougey said that out loud.
A wise man once said, the secret to being secretive is telling the truth. And I just made that up. No wise man said that, but it makes sense because if you tell the truth and you're not, people read body language, even if it's not intentional, it's subconscious, and you can tell when someone's bullshitting you or not. And if you're honest and upfront without giving away the game, but you're honest about the things that don't matter in terms of not giving away the game, I think that's Mougey, and I think he's fooled a lot of people. I saw your show yesterday with McShay. My goodness gracious, he tore both hamstrings, an ACL and a PCL.
Look, I like Todd's draft analysis, but since he's went over to the Ringer, he's tried to be more of like draft expert and also, hey, here's what I'm hearing. And he's been so wrong this entire cycle where he's basically said everything possible, moving the goalpost so he can't be wrong. Like, it's just he's brought great shame to the draft community with his insiderness this cycle.
Great shame. He's brought great shame. A wise man once said, listen, you don't need to know.
Just say, I don't know.
You don't need to know. You don't know less about football by not knowing. In fact, it probably means you know more because you're not hopping on the junk that doesn't matter. So, yeah, man, I like McShay in terms of evaluation too. I thought he was really good with Mendoza, especially early in the season, midway in the season, calling out the things that worry you and concern you, and keeping Simpson clumped together, having Mendoza first, but Simpson there. So his evaluation I'm cool with, but yeah, you don't need to know. And again, we talked about this 2 weeks ago. Like, all of a sudden, the whole world is on Bailey. The same conversation, the same info. Dude, my mama didn't raise no stupid children. Like, I don't get it.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We are breaking down the Darren Mougey press conference on our show this morning. The big takeaway is him basically saying top 30 visits, they're used for all sorts of reasons, including sometimes just being a smokescreen, which I think thus explains the David Bailey situation. Because one final point on the Bailey visit or lack thereof before we move on. If they were going to take him, you're bringing him in if you get another opportunity to spend time with him in a one-on-one environment at your facility. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to take him, you're going through the exercise and you're putting in the time with him. I don't care if you had dinner with him, the night before his pro day.
Doesn't make sense. You wouldn't pass on that opportunity. Listen, having said that, would I be shocked if they don't take Reese and go with someone else. Not completely shocked, but a little bit shocked. But yeah, I agree with you. You don't pass up opportunities. You don't do it. And if he's as analytical and buttoned up as everyone says, that flies in the face of that nature. You don't pass up opportunities to spot something as an investigator, as a gather as much info as possible. In what world does that make sense? You're trying to I'll gather less information because I feel confident already. No, you're going to gather as much info as possible. So 100% agree.
Great giveaway on our show today. I've stepped up the giveaways as we're this close to the draft. We're manifesting a great Jets draft. We're manifesting the Jets nailing their first round picks like they did in 2022 when they drafted Garrett Wilson. Signed G5 helmet up for grabs on our shows today. Enter by gifting a membership or sending in a $10 super chat or higher to qualify. When you enter for the Garrett Wilson signed helmet on our shows today, you're entered in our draft weekend raffle that features the following 5 prizes: Joe Namath signed helmet, Nick Mangold signed helmet, Darrelle Revis signed helmet, another Garrett Wilson signed helmet, and a signed Mason Taylor helmet. Those are the weekly prizes. Here's your daily prize, a chance to win a Garrett Wilson helmet. Shout out to Black Gypsy and Rasta Dread 305, the first 2 Asmaniacs to enter the raffle on our show. Let's go.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed too.
Rasta, Black Gypsy, thank you both. Here's more from Darren Mougey. Mougey being asked about the edge group in general. Here's the Mougey.
This draft class as well with the edge group. I think there's different flavors, different styles. Guys do it different ways, but it is a pretty good group. I would say that in this draft.
Jets could double up at edge. They could take Reese or Bailey. You and I both think it's Reese at 2, and then they could come around at 33, and they could take another edge there. They could do it at 44. I think this is a deep edge group. It's a deep receiver group, and it wouldn't surprise me if the Jets double up in one of those position groups.
He's 100% right. It's a very different. It's a diverse edge group. I mean, Reese and Bailey are really polar opposites in a lot of ways, and again, I like that he admits that out loud. I like, he doesn't go dive into the details crazy, but I like that he admits that out loud. And based on, forget me, listen, I objectively viewed both guys. I have my opinion, but in terms of what I think they're thinking, especially Glenn, Mougey could be a bit of a wild card, but especially Glenn, I think it's Reese. I think it's the overall guy, the all-around guy who could do multiple things, who could set up 3rd and longs for you, who could get you to better spots in terms of a defense and fit more in terms of modernizing the defense. And that's a big deal. And that's pretty much where we are. But did he say anything about the receiver group?
Don't have a cut from him on wide receivers. Now, the Jets have not put the presser on YouTube like they normally would. So maybe they're going to post it later. But as of this morning, all I have available is what either the team tweeted out or SNY Jets.
I'll see if I could find the transcripts. But yeah.
Let me bring this up to you, Robbie, because I want you to go off here. Bang Mateo, not a fan of Arvell Reese. He wrote in, Reese is the jack of some trades, master of none. Your thoughts?
Elaborate. We'll get into the combo. Elaborate. Master of none. Which some trades is he a jack of, and which ones is he not a master of?
Let's see it, Bang. Here's your opportunity.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
All right, more from Mougey, and then we'll get back to Bang Mateo trying to be Bang Mateo. Here's Mougey on the process of a private workout that they've conducted with prospects. Good stuff here.
It's a little different, but you like to send the player kind of a test the night before, right? Hey, download all this information. Okay, we're going to be there tomorrow morning. We're going to get in a room. Let's see how much you can retain. Let's see how natural it is for you to talk football. Let's see if we connect in the room personality-wise. And we'll go through that meeting in the room, talking a lot of football, a little personal stuff, but a lot of their habits, just kind of really getting a feel for their football mind. And then you go out into the field. Obviously, you see them physically, but in the same in that same time are kind of testing them mentally.
So that's kind of how they go through their private workouts. I play that clip because Rich Cimini said that the Jets, he has heard, were impressed by Ty Simpson's football character and smarts in that private workout that they conducted with him a few weeks ago. So keep that in mind. If Ty Simpson's there at 33, I still maintain that he is in play for the Jets. Gun to my head, I don't believe Ty Simpson ends up as a Jet, but I do think there's a chance he makes it to 33, and there's a real decision the Jets are weighing over the 20-something hours in between the end of round 1 and the start of round 2.
Yes, if no one could trade back into the late first, I think they'll be faced with that decision. And number 1 and number 2, it's an interesting point, and he brings it up. It's a wild card. It's the thing the public doesn't get the opportunity to feel comfortable with. What is between the ears? What's the personality? How does this guy think? And that's something you could see some of it on tape. You could get an idea for their mentality. But who they are in terms of at the core, and even these teams can't figure it out. I mean, they get a much better idea than we do.
It's the hardest position in sports to evaluate.
Quarterback, for sure, 100%. But even other players, like for the number 2 overall pick, Reese. For everyone who saw the ESPN spot with Reese and Solak, I'll tell you, it was a positive. Just another positive in terms of the Reese camp for me. I mean, the first play they went over was. I think it was from last year when he was wearing 20 still. And he was the Mike. He was the lone guy on the second level. Made the stop. I think it was a wide zone. It was off tackle at some point, or some sort of off tackle concept. Made the stop, chased him down by the numbers. And Solak was praising him. And Reese's first response was, I overran it. And even though he made the tackle and it looked beautiful, he did overrun it. Like he would have been cooked at the NFL level. He wasn't inside out enough. And if you freeze framed it, I wanted to do the video. I haven't done it yet. But if you freeze framed it at the point where he had to break down, sink those hips, make the tackle, surge, he would have been cooked at the NFL level. And the fact that Reese pointed that out while Solak was heaping praise on him is a really big deal for me. So to Mougey's point, try to get an idea for who these guys are, talk football. That was a nice glimpse for me. I'm glad Reese did that and hopped on ESPN.
So in the Cimini tweet there, I'm not quite sure how ESPN's predictor analytics determined this. 43% chance Ty's there at 33, which if you're a Jet fan, even if you don't want Ty, you should root for him to be there at 33 because that makes the 33rd pick more valuable. If the Jets, let's say they've determined they don't want Ty Simpson, they're just going to wait till 2027 to take their early swing on a quarterback. That makes the Jets' 33rd overall pick way more valuable if there's a quarterback teams want to come up for sitting there.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Would you take him at 33 though?
Depends who else is there, and it depends on who falls to 16. We're overlooking the possibility that someone unexpected could fall at 16. I still think. Whether it's Ione, which I don't think it's going to happen, Ione or Downs or, one of the 3 receivers, someone may fall, and it may be a guy who's higher up on the big board that completely tears up the conventional plan. And if that happens, then that'll affect 33. I wouldn't be out on Simpson at 33. I would not be out on him, but it depends. It all depends on who's there.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Big shout out to everyone who's tuned in to our show. We're going to give away a Garrett Wilson signed helmet on the program today, so enter the raffle for your chance to win that. I mentioned Rich Cimini's tweet. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, episode 5 of the Jets Collective, our final episode before the draft, will be live on the Jets Collective YouTube channel, so join me, Brandon Tierney, and Rich Cimini as we talk all things Jets tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Robbie, I want to play you one last clip from Darren Mougey. Here's Mougey on the Jets evaluation of prospects, looking at a guy's ceiling and looking at a guy's floor. And just imagine Mougey's talking about Arvell Reese and David Bailey in the Jets draft room, because it sounds like that was the purpose of why this question was asked.
discussion we have really about every single player, whether it's a first-round player or a seventh-round player. We're in the business of projecting these guys, right? What their value could be. Like we're talking ceilings and floors all the time with all these prospects and how they fit here and what they could be, what they could not be based on their deficiencies or abilities.
So Mougey said that they're looking at their projection over the next couple of years. Howie Roseman said at his pre-draft presser, the Eagles evaluate guys on what they're going to be at the conclusion of their third season in the league.
Yes.
So if Mougey follows a similar thought process that Howie Roseman of the Eagles does, that to me would still lend towards Reese if you truly believe in his upside. But again, there's a lot of people who love David Bailey and just want the guy that could get after the quarterback right away, and you're not really projecting what his position is at the next level.
Yeah, that's the thought process. But here's the inconvenient truth. You don't know. You can get to the quarterback right away. That's the thing that everyone's glossing over. And, someone like Bang Mateo, who I don't know if he responded yet. I'm sure we'll get into it. But he's just going based off of what he saw on Saturday on the TV screen. And not factoring in projection, not factoring in circumstance, situation, what the defensive coordinators were asking them to do. So much more goes into it, and it's Jets fans, they get fearful, and I understand why, because they miss so many times. But just because you miss so many times doesn't mean you change the process to, date a 2 after a 7 dumped you. You don't do that. It's a new regime. You stick to the process that would yield the best results. You don't change just because the organization you joined has been crap at it for 2 decades. Everything Mougey says, it makes sense, and I like.
Bang Mateo has responded. So after saying Arvell Reese is a jack of some trades, master of none, Bang Mateo writes in, raw, he relies on power and speed over technique, bites too much on play action, stiff hips during coverage, more athlete than polished. If misused, value drops.
Yeah, it's wrong. Like, raw, what do you mean? He's just thinking of pass rushing when he says relies on power and speed over technique. Are you talking about run defense, Bang Mateo? Are you talking about going through one's reads? Setting an edge, tackling in one-on-one space? Are you claiming that the other guy is better than Reese in that regard? Or are you just solely thinking about pass rushing? You're completely wrong. In terms of polished defensive players who go through their reads and play 1 of 11 and can dominate beyond their responsibility, Reese is so much more polished and so much more attention to detail than Bailey that it's incomprehensible.
Bang, we'd love for you to call in, but we know you never will.
Call in. And also, when you're watching film on Bailey, Texas Tech, Big 12, a lot of 3-3-5, they allow him to freelance. It's never a part of a structure. So it's like the N1 mixtape, early 2000s, when the professor's just dribbling. You can get yours a lot easier in that situation. And again, this is another thing everyone's glossing over. Bailey, when he steps into an NFL locker room, that mindset, that's over. That's done. You're no longer freelancing. You're no longer, you don't have the freedom to do whatever the hell you want. You have to play situations. You have to play as 1 of 11. That's going to be a major change. And no one understands this. It's akin to, a quarterback playing pistol RPO, never going under center and having to adjust to the NFL a little bit. So again, with Bailey, you can't play it straight up. Like, if we want to talk about technique and polish, you cannot play it straight up with him. You have to use action. You have to slant him inside, outside, phantom, gap exchange, scrape exchange. You have to do exotic things with him on the floor, on the field. And if you don't, he will get his ass run over. Point of attack. So in that regard, I look at him as a specialist when he comes into the league. Can he figure that part of it out? It's really based on a physical stature. Maybe he can get stronger and figure it out. But I think, the polish, the technique, you're just thinking of one thing, because You watch too much first take. The pass rushing, Bailey has the edge. He's more polished. He was asked to do it a lot more. That was his one-track mindset. But that's one of many, many things a defensive player has to do in the NFL, especially in the modern NFL.
Bang Mateo, who won't call in, but will keep spending money. So I am a Campbellfish after all. He says, if we take Reese, get ready for Glenn sounding like a broken record every week. Quote, I need to do a better job unlocking Reese's potential over and over.
If we take Bailey, get ready to finish 32nd in run defense.
The concern with Bailey is if you put him on the field at the same time as Will McDonald.
Oh, God. I remember playing Little League, and your coach would say, I don't care if you could field. Some of the coaches would say this. I don't care if you could field. If you could hit, we'll hide you somewhere. We'll put you somewhere. And you could put a guy in the corner outfield because fly balls were very rare, for 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds at times. You can't hide a player on the field in football. It's just, you can't do it. Again, I don't think it's a coincidence. The more McDonald has played balanced downs, the worse this team has gotten, especially against the run. So you just can't do it. I don't understand why this is not much more of a topic of conversation.
Shout out to Michael Greco, who gifted a channel membership, is in the raffle for one. Michael, I know you have a super chat. I'll get to that in a moment, but I did want to bring up a tweet from former Jet and current NFL analyst Lige Duzable, who is a Bailey guy. He's a Bailey bro. He's not part of Arvel's army like you are, Robbie. Yeah. This was Lige's tweet that I want you to respond to because I think it's interesting here. So yesterday, Lige was going back and forth with some Jet fans on X who wanted Reese, and Lige was arguing for Bailey, and he wrote, you know what I think is real funny about the debate between Bailey or Reese is that people that have faith in Coach Dunbar, that'd be Carl Dunbar, the Jets D-line coach, to turn Reese into a pass rush monster, don't have the same energy when it comes to Coach Dunbar helping Bailey with his technique in the run game. Because when you watch the tape, it's a technique thing with Bailey, and also how Texas Tech had him aligned head up over the offensive tackles, which he won't be doing. I just find that hilarious because Dunbar helped me just as much or more in my run defense than he did in my pass rush. So, Robbie, your thoughts on this from a guy who played for the Jets under their current defensive line coach, Carl Dunbar?
Yeah, listen, I'm down with the thought. I don't hate it. Me personally, I haven't brought up Dunbar once. I don't think it factors. It's a factor, but I don't think it factors in for me in terms of evaluating the two players. I think you throw either guy on the field without situation, without coaching. Reese is the far better player overall. Can he get better technique wise in the run game? Yes. But Ledger's kind of to say it's only technique and not power. I don't understand that. The strength in the lower half doesn't factor in at all in terms of what we saw on tape in college. Of course it does. It's not just a technique thing. It's strength, it's lower half, it's technique, sure. It's also him going to have to translate in terms of playing within an actual NFL offense. Reese has played in an defense. Reese has played in an actual NFL defense, thanks to Patricia. Bailey, that's foreign what he played in. So that is another thing he's going to have to adjust to. So when we're talking about the two players in terms of adjusting and getting coached up, again, Reese, his pass rushing, we went through the percentages and the times he was asked to do it without coaching. The pass rushing between Reese and Bailey, if you want to give Bailey the edge, it's not a mile-wide difference. Whereas everything else about their games, it is a mile-wide difference in my eyes, with Reese having the major advantage.
Comments, questions, super chats, they cut the line. This one is from Michael Greco, who says, we need 4 starters in this draft. Well, they could get 4 starters in this draft, but still be aggressive and trade up for a wide receiver. Remember, the Jets, if they were to do a deal to move up, who's to say they couldn't still trade down and recoup draft capital? And who's to say they couldn't find a starter on day 3? They have 2 4th-round picks, for example. So Michael doesn't believe in trading up. I've had this back and forth with him on the show previously.
Under no circumstances?
It sounds like it. I would trade up for one of the wide receivers, though, especially if it's Carnell Tate.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not eager to do it, but I'm also not opposed to it. And I'd be more apt to do it this year because the talent just isn't there in round 1, I don't think. And round 2 is the sweet spot, I feel like. Round 2 and round 3, where the GM and Mougey, if he's the real deal, is going to separate himself. But yeah, you can't have a blanket opposed to it type attitude. I just don't think that should exist.
We'll get to your calls on the Gusbuster Umbrella hotline as well. Big day for Asmaniac Madness. Robbie, yesterday, an all-time Asmaniac Madness day. The Elite Eight went to overtime for the first time ever.
I saw Clifton lost.
Yeah, Clifton is out. A crazy run by Chef Kevin. Yesterday, look at this, 50-50 going into OT, and then the big fella won 51-49 after a 3-minute overtime session. So if you take a look at the bracket now,
Cinderella is dead.
Half the Final Four is set the left side. The inside, outside winner, Chef Kevin, taking on the Dangerous Alliance region winner. That is the big fella. They will meet next Tuesday, 1 week from today, when we resume the tournament after draft weekend in the national title game. And then Wednesday, we're going to need to know who the matchup is. Will it be Gary or Bonesy representing the extraordinary region, or will it be Charles or PBM representing?
Why is there an X over those?
Gator, are you counting PBM out already? Wow.
I see an X on Gary too. Look at that. Oh, Gary.
Wow. Gator tipping his hand, and I didn't even notice that. Look at that. Gator McCluskey telling you who he thinks is going to win.
This is Gator. This is Gator trying to get under Gary's skin right here. I guarantee this is an intentional deployed tactic.
I didn't even notice that. Good job by you. You can see the here's the regional brackets on the screen. Big fella's in. We got Gary and Bonesy this afternoon.
Nice.
And we got Gorman and PBM tomorrow. Did Gator release the script already for Asmaniac Madness?
Yeah.
By the way, here's your first look at the Final Four matchup. Gator says, damn, that was a brutal mistake. Well, Gator, you know what the rules are around here. When you screw up like that, you leave me with no choice. We will see you later.
Now look what you've done, Bobby Beasley. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will make you feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him 24 hours to think about it.
Needed to be done, folks. Needed to be done. Wow. Stunning developments here. Well, anyway, this afternoon it will, in fact, be Gary 3D Boxing taking on Mr. Bonesy, a battle unlike any other. The defending champ against the 1 seed in the region. It's all on the line.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you make multiple accounts and vote 50 times for Gary 3D Boxing.
Oh, yeah. The burners are coming out, baby.
That you won, Gary. I created like 3 accounts today. I already had 4, so I was like 7.
Yo,
and it almost wasn't enough. So I'm glad.
Every vote, man. Every vote. I needed every vote. I appreciate y'all. Really. I need y'all to make 50 fake accounts, 50 burner accounts. They're not fake. They're real accounts. They're just burner accounts. And then go vote for me from all 50 accounts.
Oh. This is like American politics, you know. Come over the border. The more the merrier. Jeez, what's going on?
Super chats, cut the line. Appreciate everyone who is here. Jedi Views writes in, Sabo, why is it that most experts are mocking Bailey from picks 2 to 4 if he's such a terrible prospect? I agree with Bang.
I didn't say he was a terrible prospect. I said I like Reese a lot better. When did I say he was a terrible prospect? I said it's not close. Reese is the far better football player. I think the class also is very down. So under normal circumstances, see, if you evaluate him and view him as a specialist on day 1, which I do, pass rush specialist, you just can't put him in there in rundowns unless a really good spot for him is Tennessee with Salah because he can run action with him, have him slant in. Again, still though, he's going to be a pass rushing specialist at the start. I think he's more in the range of mid first as opposed to top 5, top 3. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a terrible prospect.
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Gabe the Plane says, congrats, Jake. I've been a sub since you had 800. Hard work pays off. I appreciate you, Gabe. By the way, the Beast rant yesterday was awesome. Inspiring things said by Beast. Look, Beast really is an inspiration. I don't think anyone could deny that.
Yeah. Yeah, Beast, when times get tough, that little bubble comes from my head and just a picture of Beast shows up, and then the tide turns. Things feel good.
That's really well said. Really well said. Time for some calls. Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline. Link is pinned for those who want in on the conversation. Canadian Rocky, a.k.a. Jets Jedi, will start it off. Jets Jedi, I need a yo Adrian before we get rolling here.
Going better for you, Jake. Yo, Jake!
What's up, man?
Not too much. Lovely day. But, no, I had to call in because, I think there's a similar trend. And no disrespect to Robbie. He's got an excellent name, by the way.
Yes, sir.
But I find, as a football coach, that it's not even close between Bailey and Reese the other way. I think Bailey's the far more polished player. And athletically, they're almost on par. To me, when I watched the film Ohio State, and I said this to Jake the other day, is that, almost 2 hours of analysis on them. And I didn't even think Reese was the third best player on his team. Like, Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs popped on the film far more than him. I found him to be a splash play guy. And those splash plays are wild plays. I seen him run down a slot receiver from across the field. Like, there's no denying that the kid can play football, but he wasn't even the third best player on his team. I think it goes Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, Jeremiah on the other side of the ball, and then Arvell Reese. And we're thinking of taking this guy at 2. He's a project. He's a front 7 joker, and I think Patricia didn't know how to use him, to be quite honest with you. Because look, with that defense, they should have done a lot better in the college football playoffs.
And you blame Reese?
I don't blame Reese. I say that he was not even the player on his team.
Based on the film, I have it. Reese was the most impactful.
Yeah.
Downs to Sonny 3. And what do you coach? Did you say you're a coach?
Yes, I coach high school football.
Offense, defense?
I'm an offense, quarterback, and wide receiver coach.
Nice. So in terms of run defense, in terms of him playing edge in the 5 down, 3-3-5, what did you see in terms of holding up, technique, some of the things he does in terms of stack, fork?
So I'll tell you what I liked from him and what I saw. What I liked from him was his athleticism and his awareness as a off the ball linebacker. When I saw him pass rush,
run. I'm asking you about edge. I'm asking you about edge run defense. What did you see in terms of that?
Edge. He can tackle. That's what I saw. He can tackle.
I'm talking about taking on blocks.
I found taking on blocks.
What's his technique?
Pretty good. What's his technique?
Yeah, how good is his technique? How well does he read keys? How well does he stack linemen? How well does he hold up at the point of attack? And if you don't like it, who's a better run defender in this draft?
guy next to him I found was better. Sonny Styles was better. Ruben Bain was better. So
Ruben Bain was a better run defender than Arvell Reese this past year.
Yeah, yes, I feel that way. Yeah,
I completely.
He didn't come off the
completely disagree.
Bain had 800 something snaps. He didn't come off the field. He did not I think his arm length is getting blown out of proportion, to be quite honest with you, because when you see him play, the kid can play. So if you're doing 800 snaps in a season and you can stop the run, you're not coming off the field. They're not going to leave you out there if you can. Right, like these are right. NCAA coaches. Like,
so why did Bailey come off the? Why did Bailey come off the?
No, I don't.
Why did Bailey come off the field and Reese didn't?
I can't hear you.
Why did Bailey?
I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Why
can you hear me?
Why did Bailey come off the field and Reese didn't then?
I don't know what happened there. I don't know why I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Maybe when we switch the screens.
Jedi, can you hear me?
Jake?
Yes? Rocky?
I can hear Jake. Yeah, I can hear.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
can you hear Robbie?
Yeah.
Yeah, why did Bailey? So you want to talk about snaps? Why did Bailey come off?
I can't hear him. No, I was able to a minute ago though.
What about now? Can you hear me?
Robbie?
Yo.
Oh, there we go.
So, can you hear me?
That's my opinion. I felt that Bailey's bag of tricks too was far above any pass rusher in this draft. I mean, against that game against Oregon, Robbie, I seen him use 6 different pass rush moves on 2 different offensive tackles. Like that's elite, man.
In that Oregon game, good game, but he also got dominated in a lot of different run situations. One backside down the line, he allowed the tight end on the weak side to cross his face, and no backside pursuit, nothing. It just completely dominated. But my question:
he's a third down pass rush
right now? Yes, I think he's a situational guy. Yeah. Right, but my point is, and by the way, Texas Tech took him off the field on rundowns this year a lot.
But didn't he play like over 600 snaps? Like that's a massive
in the Oregon
number,
game.
man.
In the Oregon game, they took him off, and again in rundowns.
I mean, they got to give the guy a break too, though, right? I mean, you're telling me he was off the field on first down all the time? I didn't.
No. There were a handful of series where they took him off the field on balance downs. Yes.
Yeah.
You brought up play count.
Yeah. You want him to have juice on that third down pass rush.
Listen, what can I tell you? We disagree. We'll leave it there.
I love you, Robby Sabo. I'm gonna take care of you today and always until end of time. You got some crazy ass hair, bro.
That's your guy.
Gator fucking got me. Yeah.
Also, we have updated the bracket. Gator McCluskey letting his real feelings be known, but PBM and Gary have not been eliminated from the tournament. They are alive and well, and Bonesy is in action this afternoon for a chance to head back to the Final Four.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
What a show this has been. Comments, questions, super chats. Cut the line. Garrett Wilson signed helmet is the giveaway. Right now, only 3 memberships have been gifted, so I'm gifting one right now. If you get one from me, you're in the raffle for a chance to win the G5 helmet at the end of our shows today. Appreciate everyone who's tuned in. You guys are the best. Just 2 days till the draft. We are almost there, baby. We are almost there. 1 gifted membership from yours truly. It went to listener Fuggin Banana Head. Or is it Fugin? Fuggin Banana Head is what we'll go with. Fuggin, you are now a channel member. Thank you very much for your support. Smart Asson wants to know, Sabo, Jets facility got catering for draft night, ?
Kate, I don't think it's. I don't. They take care of you for sure, but it's not. I wouldn't call it catering. It's just the in-house chef and in-house people. It's good. They do a really good job with that.
Will you be enjoying the food as you watch the Jets on the clock?
Yes, sir. Thursday. I think I'll be there Thursday eating. What are you guys gonna have? Will the Asmaniac party have catering?
Oh, there'll be food galore at McFadden's.
Oh, McFadden's. That's right. Yeah. Hey, they just stay safe, everyone. Stay safe.
It's gonna be wild, Robbie.
Yeah.
More of your calls. Carlos the barber wants a word with you. Hello, Los.
What's going on, fellas? Robbie,
Yo.
how you doing, bud?
What's up, man?
Doing all right?
Yeah, another day. I'm surviving.
Great. Great Reese takes, but I just figured it out, man.
What?
I figured it out. Your haircut. If I was to cut your hair, Robbie, I imagined it as somebody asked in the chat, what would I do with it? And I was just looking at you and I was just trying to imagine what it would be.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hit you with what it would be. It would be the Timmy Tebow, high and tight on the sides. Listen to this before you say no. High and tight on the sides.
Spike.
With the little spike on the top and the hard line right on the side there. I think that would be a phenomenal look on you, Robbie. I just wanted to get on here and tell you that.
With the gray is what you're saying.
Yeah, listen, man. That fade will be so crispy. Okay.
Yeah.
You won't even have to. You won't even see the gray on the side. Now you'll see the gray on the top. I can't help that. But
yeah.
But I think the Timmy T look, man. I think that would be the
Where
look.
are you located? Where are you located?
I'm near Gainesville here.
Oh, dude.
Gainesville, Florida. Way too far.
Did the Jets play the Jags this year, Jake? Probably not, right? No, because they were a playoff team.
I don't believe this year.
Well, if in the next couple of years they do, and you guys happen to be in Florida, I really feel like we need to get you in here. Free haircut on the house. Jake, Robbie, you come in, get you a nice cut before for the game, and we'll go live.
I'll make this promise. If we could make this happen and we can make the logistics work, give me the Tebow. I'll take it. Take it willingly. I'll do it.
Call you Robbie T.
Robbie T, ready. I'm ready. Ready to party. Business
all right,
on
fellas.
top. Business on top. Gray everywhere else. That's all I'll say. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, fellas, y'all take care. And I did tell y'all, Jake, I felt like Kyle Clifton, he was done on his run. And I heard he lost. I actually didn't get to vote, so I wasn't connected. But let's go, Gary. Huh? Gary 3D boxing all the way.
You're rooting for Gary over
I'm
the
only
defending
voting
champ?
once.
Gary has fans, huh?
Yeah, I like Bonesy. He's but I think it's time. It's time. Vote Gary. It makes sense. Just makes sense to do it. Now I'm only gonna be voting once, y'all. Just to
His
clarify.
window's closing. His window's closing like the Knicks. It's now or never for Gary. I'm getting that feeling.
I'll tell you what. If Gary doesn't win this year, I just don't see. If either Gary or Gorman don't win this year, I'll be very surprised. And their window is closing, by the way, because we got a lot of new faces showing up in the show and a lot of new callers. I don't see how Leany didn't win yesterday. I mean, that was just amazing. The whole laying on the bed like big fella.
I saw the Harley Quinn. I didn't see the laying on the bed.
Yeah, that was the first show, and then Leany called back in as big fella laying on the bed. But what was amazing was she said a line that has now sparked a brand new intro.
When she's home, her boobs are on the bed. Cause those tits hurt. Cause the show her boobs are on the bed. Can't let Asmaniacs look at them. Her husband wants those boobs on the bed. It's the best place to play with them. She lost her bra. Loves the jets. Super chats. And Queen Lady, she sleeps alone. There's no room on her bed.
She said the words, "My boobs are on the bed," and then Gator ran with that.
As Gator should. That's you don't get into the white van of the creepy guy, and Gator with videos. That's just teeing it up.
Yep, it was something, man. This also happened yesterday.
Use the internet. That's what they invented these things for. Why do you think they invented these phones? They got Android. They got iPhone. They got that little thing called tablets.
Jake Klein was enlightened there. That was great.
Jake Klein, he got a full Beast experience yesterday.
Where is Beast? What's he? Oh yeah, he told me in the chat someone stole something of his. What the hell's going on?
Let's ask him.
What does everybody?
Beast, what happened?
My jersey got stolen. I've contacted both USPS and police department. I got no answer, and I'm very distraught, completely distraught. I've never had that happen to me. I mean, that's the first time I've ever had anything robbed from my studios. But you know what? It's Illinois for you. You know, they let scum onto the street. They like to steal. They like the thievery. And why do they do that? Because they don't care.
So somebody came into your studio and stole something?
And you called USPS?
No. It was stolen from my porch, and they didn't care. It's called, that's Chicago's thing. They don't care. They don't care. You know why? Because people today, they'll do anything for money. It's because they like to lie, cheat, and steal. See, kids today, let me just say this. Today's world, there's no discipline because the discipline in this country has gone down the tubes. It's because our world has gone completely like shit.
Now, you did get a signed Wayne Corbett photo sent to you, right?
Right over here.
Yeah, good. You got it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, you got it framed already. Look at you. Nice, man.
That's in a glass frame. This is never, ever to be touched.
Did you send it in a frame, Robbie?
No, I did not.
Wow, Beast did that on his own. Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Hey,
pretty good job.
You know what that is right there? We call that creativity. Creativity is something that morons don't know because they're too stupid to know any better because their brains are either in Pop-Tart sauce or in dog shit. And the big difference between facts and fiction, see, fiction, Ace Ventura once said these words, fiction can be fun. Alrighty then. And then here's facts. Here's facts. Stuff like that is worth valuable. 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, it'll be worth maybe 3.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
Beast, this has come to my attention. This was just sent to me. As you can see here on the screen, we have a delivered package, but there's no address.
All, I never got it.
Oh, you sent it to him. It's from you, Jake.
It was stolen.
Correct.
Oh, okay. I thought you were looking at his.
The guy that I spoke to
federal
from
offense.
the USPS said they delivered it, but unfortunately, it was stated as stolen. I'm
Well, a
not
couple
backing.
things.
I'm
It
not
wasn't-
backing down. I'm not.
It wasn't a
backing
signed
down.
jersey, so don't worry.
I'm not backing down. I will
Okay.
not back down. Backing down is the coward's way out.
So a porch pirate got you, is what you're saying.
That's right. And we got hundreds of those. We got hundreds of those. You know how you can tell? Every morning when I get my Gmail department, I always go right into there. There's
Your
always
Gmail department, even when you open up your Gmail.
Yeah, and you know what I get? I get those Quora things, and I also get those North Archer Height updates. And there's plenty of them. I read them every day. And you know what? There's hundreds of porch pirates that love to steal because why? They want to see people suffer, and they want to see.
Hey,
people
Gator
get
says it was
humiliated.
delivered to Chicago, so that
No, it's
narrows it
not.
down.
Yeah. First of all, porch pirates love to steal. They've been doing that for quite a while now. Because look what we have in the country. You have gang members that love to steal and love to see people suffer. That's their love. You know why?
Arg!
Because they
I'm
want
a
to see
porch
people
pirate.
cry.
Arg!
Yeah, well, one day. Well, I'm gonna say this: whoever stole my signed jersey,
It wasn't
is gonna get a
signed.
swift kick. Is gonna get one big old swift kick in the ass, and it won't be a nice one. It'll be a bad beating. See,
I'm telling
today's
you.
world, needs discipline, and discipline needs to be reinstalled. See, why are we letting kids like this off the hook that easy? Because, society has gone completely dead. Well, golly gee, society's been dead for the last 50 years because look what you morons have done to everything.
Hey, should we send the porch pirates to Iran?
I was just about to say, you look at our world now. 50 years. Look what we've done. We've done absolutely nothing. You let everyone get away with murder and lying, and then sooner or later, and he's a disgrace to this country. I think somebody should throw him in Iran and let him be the yeah, that's right.
I'm telling you, man. Since the Hulkster died, integrity has gone by the wayside. It's getting worse, Beast.
Yeah, it is. It's terrible. That's why discipline needs to be reinstalled, and we need to reinstall right now. Now.
Reinstalled's kind of, that's a authoritarian word. That's pretty
it's
good.
Called, back in our day when we were all grown up, we got our asses kicked because why? We did something wrong. Today's world, nobody wants to do that anymore. You know why? Because they're too chicken. So they're chicken nowadays. People don't care. You wonder why they don't care? Look it around. Look all around you. Society has gone completely right in the toilet.
Beast, do you remember the...
You guys laugh. It's not funny.
This is regurgitating.
Those are two fairly young men.
You want to see what a real man looks like?
They don't care. They think it's funny that they're sickly and ill.
This ain't no bullshit.
Beast and Gorman look great.
Yeah, they're both physical specimens.
Destructive but constructive.
That's extraordinary, yeah.
272 pounds, muscle and might.
I'm all thrown off here. I'm all flustered here. Can I get to my jet point?
Yeah, you could try.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't fuck off, I don't know what else will. Have a good day.
That 80s beat just hits.
Yeah.
So different.
Yeah. Gorman's got that George Costanza shirt off kind of look going. It's, I don't know what to think about that.
Some super chats here. First things first, Jay Petito says it's our favorite week of the year. Go Jets. Jay Petito, you're in the raffle for a signed Garrett Wilson helmet for 4. Michael Greco says, I'm okay with trading up as long as we get 4 starters. Look, if you get 3 starters in a draft class, that's pretty successful. Obviously, the Jets have more premium picks than other teams, but it's the type of players they're getting, right? Like, I'd rather come away with 2 studs than just 4 average players. Like, if you're building, like, you're drafting when you're picking at 2 and 16 and you have 33, is like you're trying to find not just starters, you're trying to find stars.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you want 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4 is, that's a home run. It rarely happens. 3 out of 4 is got to be the goal, but even 2 out of 4, it's, we do this to ourselves all the time, and we pencil it in and think this guy's going to be a stud just because he was an early second or first round pick, but that is far from the case every single year. Like really going back and looking at the draft results is a hell of a project. It really is, to keep it in mind, because reality doesn't ever fit our expectations.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Colada says, how does Robbie in good faith say if we don't take Arvell Reese, we will be 32nd in rush defense? Is he saying all the D-line acquisitions were ass? Is he saying Sweat is a wash? Robbie is literally a first take commenter. Your thoughts?
Who was that? Who's the commenter who said that?
Colada Quad.
Colada Quad. It was a throwaway line. I if you really thought I meant that genuinely, then dude, what are we talking about? No, I don't actually mean they're going to finish 32nd for sure in run defense if they draft David Bailey. Okay.
Doc writes in, just an appreciation chat for Robbie. I think he's done wonderful prepping the community here for the draft. A coach's perspective is always the best to me. You gotta love back-to-back comments like that.
It's exhausting. I just can't wait till this is over. Like, see, the worst part is when you genuinely go in and you review the 2 players, more than 2 players, but we're talking about these 2 because they're being discussed in the media. Why? I don't know. It just gets plucked out of thin air, I guess. We don't even know like who they're genuinely interested in for sure. But when you earnestly look at the film and come up with a viewpoint, you get accused of not being objective. Like, I'm not related to Arvel Reese. I don't know the man. I don't know David Bailey. I'm just going by what my opinion is in terms of what I've seen from both players on film. If you take it personally, like, don't, man, life is too short to take it personally. I promise.
Call in if you want in on the show. We're going to wrap up with Robbie shortly. Connor Hughes was just on SNY. They posted this, and he has information on the Jets' pursuit of moving up for a wide receiver. So we'll listen to this, then react.
Potentially pick up a wide receiver with number 16. What do you think they're going to do there?
Yeah, I've talked to some teams that are picking in front of the Jets, and they've said they've talked to Darren Mougey, who's done some original preliminary conversations about what it would cost to move up. And the assumption from talking to one source specifically is that the Jets are interested in moving up for a receiver. I think there was some hope originally that Jordan Tyson, the Arizona State wideout, might fall to them at 16. Mm-hmm. It's very clear that that's not happening, Chelsea. Talking to multiple people around the league, he is the no doubt wide receiver 1 in this year's class. Probably the only receiver in this year's class that has legitimate wide receiver 1 potential. Mm-hmm. He's not going to be there at 16. So if the Jets want him, they're going to have to move up, and they have a ton of ammunition to do it. The spot I would keep an eye on is the Kansas City Chiefs at 9, because we all know, and there's rumors out there that the Giants like Jordan Tyson. So if the Jets are looking for a spot to jump in front of somebody, not have to give up too much, and ensure they get their guy to complement Garrett Wilson, that's the spot to do it.
Okay, well, let's start with his take that Tyson's the best receiver in the class. I don't agree with that.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said. He said he says it's clear from talking to people that Tyson's the best.
I don't agree with that either. Is he the most explosive? Is he the most when you look at him in terms of fluidity and body type and prototype, is he the most salivating? Yes. But he needs refinement, and I would still put Cardell Tate receiver 1. And after that, I wouldn't really argue either way, because I like Mekhi Lemon. He is the most polished in my mind. He reads defenses and coverages the best. But he doesn't, he's not tall. Everyone's having a run on these types of guys because of JSN, Puka Nacua, St. Brown. Are we going a little too far in that regard? Tyson comes with a lot of risks, obviously, with the injuries. So
he's been hurt every year of his college career.
Yeah, I don't know about that blanket statement. I would still put Cardell Tate number 1, but I wouldn't begrudge someone if they think Tyson's the best. I just don't know how.
You could sell me on his upside. Like the way he moves. Tate's a little slower. I think the 40 time is a little overrated with the receiver. Like, how often is a receiver only running just straight down the field? I care more about some of the other stuff than just that.
Yeah, and it's and another reason why I like Reese, it's when you watch like people try to compare Reese to Isaiah Simmons or guys like that who didn't work out in terms of being hybrids, even though most of the hybrids have worked recently. You watch their feet, watch how choppy they are, watch how fluid they are in terms of movement and breaking down and always being balanced. And I think that's a major difference. When you watch Isaiah Simmons' college tape, very athletic, very imposing, a bigger dude, could do some damage. But it takes him a little bit to get going. It takes him a while to get a full head of steam. The hips and the fluidity and the feet don't match up, whereas Reese's do. And I think that's kind of the same in a lot of regards. Tyson has that fluidity and those hips. Just don't know if he could hold up. He in terms of imposing physicality, what he could do at the position, Tyson is 1. I would say that, but I would still take Tate first.
The other part of that report, the Chiefs, a team to watch for the Jets to try and trade up. That's notable because I've been talking about this since the deal happened. The Giants continue to be linked to Jordan Tyson. So if they want him at 10 and the Jets also want him, well, then you got to get in front of the Giants now at 10. This graphic is not updated. It still says Bengals at 10, but we know the Dexter Lawrence trade has changed that. I mean, you could do a deal with the Chiefs if you're trying to move up to get Jordan Tyson. I don't love trading up for a guy with some injury questions, but if that's their move, like, again, I like the aggressiveness. I just hope that we get some injury luck on our side. I would prefer to trade up for Cardell Tate, But Tate could be gone if he goes 6 to Cleveland, so that also complicates things.
Yeah, I agree with you. I wouldn't. I'm not keen to trade up for any of the receivers, to be honest, because I don't think the top 3 really separate themselves from the pack in a major way.
Well, who would you take at 16 then if the quote-unquote big 3 are off the board?
Is Ione there? Is Downs there? Most likely not. That's a great question.
I need a weapon, man. I can't.
I know.
I can't take a guard.
Dude, you know me. You know how I feel. This game has changed, and offensive strategy drives it.
Vega Iwana is awesome. I don't want to take a guard at 16.
I don't either. But if he's there, just the player. He's so damn good. And then you'd really have to grab one. I mean, see, 33 and 44 are the keys for receiver. And I know it's dangerous. I know it's based on Jets history. It's brutal.
Yeah, let's draft Denzel Mims or Elijah Moore.
Oh, man, I know.
Can I interest you in Devin Smith or Stephen Hill?
I know, man. I know.
The problem with that strategy is you're now relying on a second-round pick to be your wide receiver too.
Yeah, pretty much.
How are we giving Geno Smith a chance?
It's like, but that we gotta really analyze it. Is Mekhi Lemon that much better than a Concepcion or? Same thing with Tyson with his injury risk.
Here's what I'm doing. I'm trading down from 16.
Yes.
And then I'll take KC or Denzel Boston or Omar Cooper.
Yeah. If none of the 3 are there and Ione and Downs aren't there, yeah, I'd trade down as well. That would be my preference, but it's going to be tough.
Comments, questions, super chats. Cut the line. Devin says, love the show. Can you help with a LaDainian Tomlinson jersey? Devin, I will try and find a signed LT jersey for a future Asmaniac raffle for you. Appreciate your support. Cheeseman checks in. He's been a channel member for 17 months. They're going to pick who they're going to pick at this point. I just want the name so I can gaslight myself into thinking they're future Hall of Famers. Well, that's one way to look at it.
Yeah. Great comment.
More of your calls right now. Let's say hello to Doc Jet fan who's next. Hey, Doc.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for taking the call. How are you, Robbie?
What's up,
I got to throw you some flowers, man, because I didn't listen to the beginning of the show. I haven't been around at festivities over the weekend. But, I'm a baseball coach, and I appreciate your take. There's so many box score evaluators out there. I don't look for what other people look for in baseball. Like when I evaluate a pitcher, I'm not looking for what you're looking for. The perfect example, a guy I know who coaches football, he's talking about Jim Leonard. And he says, I don't care what Jim Leonard's 40 time is. He processes the play 2/3 of a second quicker than anybody else. And that's what's going to make the difference on certain coverages. So, the things that you're looking for, I really appreciate it. I think you've done a great job with respect to getting this chat room. The people that have been paying attention, to the draft, getting us ready to see what's what. So thank you for that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It just people take it too personally. I don't understand why, and it's tough to explain sometimes. I'm trying to explain it in the most relatable way, but defensively speaking, because that's basically what I coach. What I start with is the responsibility and the keys on each play. What were they asked to do? Do they carry it out with focus and really care about it? And if they don't, what they get outside of that structure is questionable to me, because that's not how it's going to be at the NFL level. And the box score scouts aren't going to like that because the stats won't be there. Now, again, Reese is not the perfect prospect. No one's claiming he is. But, that's just where the process goes. And when I look for that, I see Reese, who really has an attention to detail, who keys in on his reads, doesn't get distracted, and does so much more above and beyond his responsibility that it's insane to me. How he set up Sonny in a lot of ways is mind-boggling. And I'm not trying to trash Sonny. I'm not as high on him as the general consensus right now. I would still draft him in the first round. But yeah, no, Reese, I think he's the far superior player.
I get it. I mean, you know what? There's no box score for selfishness, but we know We know when somebody's being selfish and when they're setting somebody else up to succeed at their own expense or otherwise. You know, that's culture. That's winning football. And that takes something. You have to know something about the game and what you're trying to accomplish to appreciate that. It's subtle. You know, it's nuanced.
I'd say this too. 20 years ago, it would be a lot closer in my mind, Bailey and Reese, because there were a lot more longer developing pass plays. There were a lot more plays where it wasn't 3-stepping out. It wasn't quick. You knew you could have a guy inserted, pin his ears back, and get the quarterback. Today, with scrambling quarterbacks, with RPOs, with screens, bubbles, the evolution of this sport where defenses have to play even more defensive and can't attack and can't dictate terms, you have to be multiple. When you're rushing the passer against the Bills, you're never just rushing the passer. You're also containing. You're also responsible for lanes because you can't let Josh Allen outside. And if he does, he'll cripple you. It's a different game. And if you really want to understand that, watch a Jim Leonard defense from Denver last year. Watch McDonald last year, who didn't have a high sack guy. And that's just the way it's going. I think Reese, playing in space, being able to tackle, having an edge who could play in space, do a little covering, bubble, curl to flat, key the reads, on top of having pass rush potential, which not just potential, he did it in college. He just didn't do it the number of times Bailey did. And he did it against better competition. But those things are invaluable. And no one is understanding this, how important those things are.
I wouldn't say nobody, but I bet you if you never say Reese and Bailey in the same sentence again, you'll be just fine. But you have time for a quick draft story. It's relatively hysterical. So it's the mid '90s, and back when the draft was in New York, always. It used to be at Radio City sometimes.
Yeah, I miss
it. Used to be at the Felt Forum, you know, which was now I guess the Paramount Theater at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
But I'm there with a buddy, and you know, everybody's pretty juiced up. We were semi-juiced up, but not as much as, you know, your average Jet fan there. And there was a guy named Len Berman who was the local anchor on NBC with Chuck Scarborough and Katie Simmons, but he was not Chris Berman. Every time I tell the story, everybody thinks Chris
I know.
Boomer.
I know Len Berman.
Len Berman. So he sees that we're relatively adult. He starts talking to us about the draft, and we were pretty prepared. I mean, we used to, you know, really study this stuff. And I was talking about what's now I'm blanking on the guy's name. Warren Sapp. Talking about Warren Sapp and how explosive he was, how strong his hands was, and Len Berman says to us, you guys are perfect. I want to put you guys, as soon as the Jets make their pick on the air, we're going to pan to you with this handheld camera, and we'll discuss it. You'll tell us what you thought, because I appreciate your maturity. So, you know, Rozelle gets up and he announces, with the 10th pick in the 1996 draft or whatever it was, the camera's on us. New York Jets select Kyle Brady, tight end of Penn State. And me and my friend both look at each other and say, those stupid motherfuckers. And all of a sudden you see the light bulb on the camera go down. The camera swings down. Len Byrne just shakes his head. He goes, thanks for nothing, guys. I appreciate it. But as he's walking away, he says, and I agree with you on Warren Sapp. You guys are right. And the rest was history. Kyle Brady didn't make it more than a couple of years. The Jets went to Jacksonville, and Warren Sapp went to Canton. So that was our Jet draft. As you prepare to go to Pittsburgh, have a great time. Thanks for all you. And Jake, you know, listen, I love the show. Obviously, I'm on, you know, talking to you and listening all the time. Thanks for everything you've done for this community, and we appreciate both of you. We really do.
Doc, you're the best.
Thanks,
and the shirt you won in the raffle, I ordered it yesterday, so you should have it next week at some time.
Thanks so much, guys. Enjoy. Have a great time.
Doc Jet fan checking in. I pulled up the infamous, every Jet fan knows this video, Jet draft blunder video, but they have specifically the Kyle Brady pick, so I'll play this. Doc Jet fan, are you one of the people here?
Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady.
Pop the champagne. Pop the champagne.
First real upset, I think, at this point in the draft.
My high school coach, Keith Olsemer, who's still coaching at DV, unbelievable. Geez, 30 years later, was Kyle Brady's backup at Penn State. So he knew Brady, and you know what's funny? Parcells really turned him into an asset. Like he
never lived up to being a first-round tight end, though.
No, never lived up to it. But when Parcells got there, he turned him into an asset, at least in terms of a blocking tight end, sixth offensive lineman type, to get that Curtis Martin going. But yeah, that's one of the brutal ones for sure.
This is the best one. The Jets must know something that we don't.
Yes. Is that 83?
Johnny Lamb Jones, wide receiver, Texas.
Johnny Lamb Jones, second overall, baby.
I think it's a good selection, but a very surprising one.
UCLA running back Freeman McNeil.
McNeil
that
had
was
a good
actually
career.
a good pick. Yeah,
he had a good career.
He wasn't Lawrence Taylor, but that was a good pick.
As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to boo.
Jets take the first round selection, quarterback. Ken O'Brien.
Roselle knew what he was doing.
Everybody said if Marino was going to be around at that time, they take Marino. Obviously, the Jets know something that the people up here don't.
But it's a shame because Kenny O was great, but every Jet fan wanted Marino. That, of course.
Yeah, Kenny O never had a line.
Jets first round selection, fullback. Roger Vick, Texas A&M. New York Jets, first round choice. Jeff Lageman, linebacker, Virginia.
It's obvious to me right now that the Jets just don't understand what the draft's all about.
The New York Jets select Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State.
Don't take a running back at 2, folks.
The New York Jets select Johnny Mitchell, tight end, Nebraska.
So New York becomes tight end.
The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first real upset, I think, at this point in the draft.
Look at that neck on Brady. Jeez.
Amazing.
Yeah, dude.
We need an updated version. Where's Darren Lee,
D. Milner,
Christian Hackenberg, D. Milner,
Robertson?
Oh, there's so many.
Vernon
Golston.
Tagliabue couldn't hold a candle to how Roselle set it up. Like, Roselle knew exactly what he was doing. The New York Jets select tight end and waits 5 seconds. Nothing like Radio City Music Hall or when was it, in the Paramount before that? Is that what Doc said?
I don't remember. I only started watching the draft when it was at Radio City.
Me too. Already. Yeah, me too. When the draft was on the weekend, Saturday.
It was just all day. All 7 rounds were one day.
At noon it started. I loved it, honestly. Saturday and Sunday.
Sheridan Hotel, Tommy says.
Yes, that's right.
I wish it was back at Radio City. That would be. They should bring it back there for 1 year. They never will, because they could get 500,000 people to come into a city, so every team is bidding on it that can't get a Super Bowl. So they want the draft so they can bring in all this business to their city. But man,
yeah, at least Jets fans had the torture chamber that was go to Radio City Music Hall and get ready to just fall apart. That's no longer, no Super Bowl and no Radio City, no draft.
Better memory for Jet fans.
Yeah, Gary V. I know Gary V would be on the updated version. Was it the Sanchez pick?
Gary V's in a lot of the old, like not old, but like the mid 2000 ones. Like here's the Jets trading up to take Sanchez.
Yeah.
Cleveland traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
Gary V didn't like the pick. Look, it's Gary V right there.
There he is.
Some happy, some sad.
The New York Jets select Ty Simpson.
The Jet fans are smart. They're tough, but they're smart. They're cheering this pick.
most cheered. That's good.
Yeah, Sanchez is one of the toughest to evaluate because, on the surface he didn't work out, but again, he was part of those teams. So what can you say, really? How much can you crush it?
New York Jets. There's just a video. New York Jets fan flew their picks. I'm in.
Well, guys, NBA draft last night. The New York tabloids and Knicks
Oh, yeah,
fans.
to the Porzingis.
Oh yeah, the crying kid.
Mark Sanchez.
Now let me put my New York hat on for a moment and interpret.
All right, let's play for the beginning.
The New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
Now let me put my New York hat on for a moment and interpret this reaction.
The New York Jets select
Wayne.
Geno Smith.
Geno coming full circle.
How about that? I didn't realize Wayne was the one who announced Geno's pick.
He told me it is the only time he got booed as a Jet in his career. And he really, I told him, he didn't get booed. He just heard a smattering of boos.
People are cheering.
They go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
The New York Jets select Sheldon Richardson, defensive tackle, Missouri.
The irony is Sheldon won Defensive Rookie of the Year. So who's this jabroni that's upset?
I don't know. But, Rex really went crazy with those interior linemen for a few straight years.
I could do this all day. Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I want to find the Revis. Like when the Jets trade up. There it is.
That one's not seen as much.
Minutes, let the crowd come to life. Listen.
Yeah, the Mangini Mikey T combo. That was the rebirth.
First New York pick announced by the new commissioner. That looks like Joe Namath. Well,
Was this still Tagliabue? Yeah, right.
No, it's Goodell.
Oh, is it
The
really?
7.
This
is
his
the
first year?
Revis pick.
with the 14th pick in the 2007 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Darrell Revis, cornerback.
You didn't know what to do.
The New York Jets traded up to draft a Hall of Famer.
Hell of a pick.
Let's do one more here. Jets draft Nick Mangold.
I'll tell you, the brick draft, we don't hear that one a lot because everyone wanted Bush or Liner or Vince Young.
In the 2006 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select DeBrickashaw Ferguson, offensive tackle.
A lot of Jet fans wanted Bush. There's Gary V again. Gary V, like
he was right.
University of Virginia.
That Matt Leinart, yep.
Yeah. It takes cojones, Mangini, to not draft a quarterback.
Wait a little bit. Here's DeBrickashaw Ferguson with an arm span, but probably
Gary V
could go left to right here in Radio City Music Hall. And you know what? I actually thought people would be jumping off the balcony. Why didn't they pick the quarterback? Seems like the Jet fans, at least here, like the call.
Yeah,
They've been hearing all the criticisms of Matt Leinart for months as well, Chris. You talk about arm strength. I think that's what scared off the New York Jets. The fact of the matter is, they're playing in the Meadowlands in cold weather and wind. Can he cut through the
Kuiper's such
wind?
a legend, man. He's been doing it so long.
The talent around him at USC. I don't buy into that. In terms of DeBrickashaw Ferguson, now pass protection of Ferguson critical for Ramsey and Pennington.
Jet fans are awaiting the second first-round pick of the Jets. They went to Brickashaw Ferguson on the line. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do line again. Remember, they lost to Kevin Mawai.
Yep.
With the 29th choice in the 2006 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Nick Mangold, center from Ohio State.
Not messing
Well,
around.
that's a direct replacement.
Hell yeah.
Left tackle,
Team history, you could
center.
argue.
After Pro Bowl years
Left
for the
tackle,
Jets.
center. Let's go. It's wild. Douglas tried it. The Jets pretty much have cornerstones on the old line, and it doesn't work the same way it used to.
What a draft. R.I.P. Nick Mangold, man.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
terrible. To come away with Mangold and Brick and then Revis all within a 2-year draft span.
David Harris, too.
David Harris as well, yep. I mean, it set up those teams.
Yeah, Mangini, and listen, he gets respect. He's overrated by some Jets fans. I probably overrate him. I think he was a better personnel talent evaluator than head coach, to be frank.
Without question.
And
once Rex took over with Tannenbaum, the drafts went wow.
Yeah, and again, it's wild. They grabbed Brick Mangold, stabilized everything. Surprised everyone with that 10-win season. Lost to the Pats in the first round. They did the same thing this time around with Fashanu, Membu, Tippmann, and yet they can't get it done. If that doesn't tell you the league has changed drastically, it has.
I'll do one more for you. Manifesting greatness this Thursday. The Jets at number 10 select
Garrett over London. That draft, I was fighting hard, and you guys hear me. I'm tough on Garrett these days, but at the time, dude, I loved it. Loved the pick. Still love the pick. But when it came down to Garrett in London, I was team Garrett all the way.
Robbie, this was fun. And to sum up a comment I saw from Common Country, we're watching YouTube, watching Jake watch YouTube.
The dimensions we could go down are limitless.
Nothing like it.
No,
I will talk to you at some point during our draft megacast. We'll have you on to react to
Yeah,
what the Jets are doing.
I'll hop on.
Yep.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie Sabo, Jets X Factor. Read all the content there. We got Joe Blewett from JetX joining us this afternoon. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Let me shout out Rasta Dread, who gifted a 5-spot of channel memberships. Let's go, Rasta.
I love you, Robbie Sabo. I'm going to take care of you today and always until end of time. You got some crazy ass hair, bro.
Also, the Austrian Jet fan is in our raffle for one. Thank you, Austrian. Garrett Wilson signed helmet today on the show. Christian says, I think my ideal scenario is reset 2, trade up for down, send 44 to BTJ. Is it crazy to think Brian Thomas Jr. is better than any receiver in this class? It's not crazy because Brian Thomas Jr. is produced. You've seen it. So it's not crazy to think that. Now, he didn't have a good year last year. Things happened. Fell out of flavor with the coaching staff. Rich Cimini reported that talking with people around the Jaguars, he didn't want to go over the middle. It wasn't a good fit in Liam Cohen's offense. Whatever the case may be, the bottom line is Brian Thomas is a rookie at 87 catches and 1,282 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns. All right, he could play. So I am not on board with your trade up for Caleb Downs as much as I like the player. But if you told me that they came away with BTJ and they took recent Downs, then that changes the equation. Doc followed up. He goes, we were on the floor preparing to be filmed. The spot never made it. Obviously, it was 15 seconds tape delay. I forgot it was Tagovailoa, not Roselle. That's funny. Jesus says, Darren Lee up for murder charges. Yes. That story's been out there for, I'm going to say a couple months already. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon in Asmaniac Madness, someone's going to head to the Final Four. It's Gary 3D Boxing and Mr. Bonesy. They meet again. Last year, they met in the Final Four. This year, they meet in the Elite Eight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from both Mr. Bonesy and Gary 3D Boxing.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
What up, Bones?
My guy Gary, what's up, brother?
Man, watching Mikal Bridges come through last night in the clutch.
Yo, man.
Throwing up bricks.
Really
Don't worry, it only cost you 6 first-round picks. No need to worry about that.
They're going to be late first-round picks, so.
That's true. And then that's not going to do anything good with them anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was definitely hurt. I was definitely hurt.
I was rooting for the Knicks the entire night until Bridges took that shot. Like, I want him to miss because it's Bridges. And I don't want to hear it from you guys the next day. Bridges hit the game-winning shot.
Yeah, we would probably.
Like, I hope he misses it.
No,
the Knicks will win. They gave one away, but they'll still win the series. They'll win it in 7. Like, it ain't going to be easy, but the Knicks will win that series.
God, I hope it's not 7. We can't use all our mass power now in the first round. You
got the best player on the court. You're going to win the series. You got the best player on the court. I know some people were upset with Brunson yesterday. He hit 2 threes to what looked like, got you guys back in the game. Like Brunson is so damn clutch. You're not losing to Atlanta with Jalen Brunson on your team. Like I remember Luka when he played on that last season with Dallas and Luka got hurt in the first round and Brunson was scoring 40 every night. They asked Luka, "Did you know Brunson was this good?" Luka was like, "Yeah." Like Brunson really is him. Like the last 2 minutes of the game, I might take him over anyone in basketball. Like really, like he really is that guy. So you'll be all right. You'll get through this.
Can I get an Asmaniac Madness rumble here? Not discussing the Knicks choking away a game in game 2.
You gave one away, Jake. You gave that game away. Now you got to win 5 times out of 7.
I still think the Knicks win the series, but I mean the way they lost. I mean, it was like game 2 against the Pistons last year. It's just unacceptable. But
hey, Jake, I need a minute. Start battling Gary. I got to get my daughter out of the car.
Oh, well, I don't really want to battle Gary, but I know someone yesterday who wanted to battle Gary.
Gary, you talk about women for one.
We're tone freezing now. That's what we're doing. We're
kitchen servers.
I don't like your tone. That's what we're doing now. God made women to be man's helpmate.
So it's an archaic way of thinking.
God doesn't change, so it is what it is.
Yeah, but times change. Why are you such a narcissist that you act like you're a god, but you're not?
That's a logical fallacy called begging the question. There's nothing about
Gary, do you abuse your wife?
No, I don't abuse my wife. I love my wife. We are one flesh.
I don't believe so. You cheated on the rules of the gas.
What rule? I need y'all to make 50 fake accounts, 50 burner accounts. They're not fake. They're real accounts. They're just burner accounts. And then go vote for me from all 50 accounts. Cite the rule that I broke. Cite it. You said I cheated, which is a lie. So now I'm going to put you on the fire, and you're going to name the rule. You're going to cite the rule that I broke. If I didn't break a rule, just admit that you're a lying scumbag. Name one lie. You lied once. Now you're lying again.
Gary, you are pissing me off.
Do I look worried?
You fucking liar.
Yeah, brother. Here we go again with this crap.
And you always be a loser.
Good for you. Maybe one day I could be a winner like you.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you make multiple accounts and vote 50 times for Gary 3D Boxing.
Only complaint about that is, does that dog look like cannoli? Is that a good representation of cannoli, Gator? Come on.
I thought Sean made a lot of great points.
Look, man, people think I want to battle Gary. Unfortunately, the only thing that I disagree with Gary on is that he goes too hard in the paint. Now, when a lot of things that, because I'm like a comedian guy, right? So like everything that Gary says, comedians have been hitting on, taking truths on for so long. I mean,
yeah, I wanted to address that with you. You said I stole stuff from Cat Williams, other than that my hair is luxurious. What have I ever taken? I like Cat Williams.
No, I was
maybe
kidding.
I have. Okay.
It was a complete joke. It was. I just meant in general, like, like for instance, like your take.
That's right, Tom
on,
Mace. That's right.
Yeah.
Tom Mace.
Your take on women, right? In terms of like equal wages and all that shit. All I think about is like Bill Burr when he's like, Bill Burr's like, women, they're when they talk about like equal wages, they kind of like pick at what like they want from a man. Like, oh yeah, equal pay, I'll take that. Paying for the movies, nah, I don't want to do that. Like
that's the position that we put them in, right? Like, I don't mean me and you, I just mean men in general. Like anything a woman has is because men allow them to have it, right? Women would have nothing other than what men allow them to have.
Gary, you're right. So, I understand. Like, there's
we put ourselves in that position.
But like when you take it from like a joke standpoint, it's more like, listen, if in the unlikely situation that, me and we're on the Titanic.
Yeah, the ship goes down. You get to leave with the children, and I gotta stay.
Women go with the children, and I gotta stay. I mean, I don't know why, but that's just how it is. You know what I mean? Like, that's the comedic version and view of that, and that's where I come from. I like to laugh and make light of everything, but you stand by your beliefs. You stand by God, and you're kind of still stuck in the past in terms of your beliefs and stuff, but. There's a lot of truth to what there's definitely truth to what you say. It's just that you definitely go too hard. What I couldn't.
Look, you can say that I go too hard. I'm gonna get every 50-50 ball, right? Did anyone ever say that Shaq went too hard in the paint? Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna get the ball in the post and I'm gonna score. I go hard in the paint. I think that I think the problem that we have today is that not enough people go hard in the paint. That everyone's like, well, this is okay. Well, that is okay. And then A decades of that, then you have what you have now, which is complete moral decay, which you don't even want to raise your kids in this world anymore. Like this is, I mean, the world today is not the world I grew up in. I mean, I think you're a couple of years younger than me. I'm
41. I'm
42. I'm 42. Okay, so you're younger than me. So we're the same age, basically.
Yeah.
I don't want to like the family. You're Italian, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, the family, the nuclear family is the most important thing in our life, and the nuclear family in this country has been completely degraded and fallen apart. Right? Like, there's nothing left of it. Right? So the government takes your kid 8 hours a day. They give it back to you at the end of the day. Mom and dad are at work all day. You don't get to see your kids. You get your kids for maybe 2 hours a night at the end of the day. They've been in the government's hands all day. It's not good. Right? Like. I know not everyone's in my position where we can homeschool and stuff, but if you can, like, try to do that. Like, let's try to rebuild the nuclear family. And most of what I say is just about rebuilding the nuclear family. I think once you do that, every other problem will just fall away. They will all go away because you've built the model, you've built the rock, right? Like, that's really what I say, and it upsets people, right? Like, if your woman is going to college until she's 30 to get a PhD, she didn't have any kids, and she didn't raise your kids, and then she's going to go to work, and now she's 36 after working for 6 years, at the last moment trying to panic now. How am I going to get married and have kids? Well, it's probably too late for you, right? And this is what I'm saying. Like, women should not be told to go to college. It doesn't make any sense. If you want to go to college later. After you have. It just doesn't make sense to do it at 18. Your prime child years, you're going to send them to college, and then they're going to work, and then they're going to be in their 30s, and then they're having a geriatric pregnancy, which puts everyone at risk. It's like this is not a good idea.
Look, Gary, I respect the beliefs. I'm a family guy myself. You know how I roll.
I know you are.
I listen. People are going to feel about you, and people are going to feel about. Everyone has different views, and you're really not supposed to. No way. Oh, I thought he was putting the dream on. I don't know, man. He
smells like shit, takes a big fat dump, and talks like he's a man. Unfortunately, he doesn't know how to take care of women.
Jake just wants us to fight.
Yeah, I take care of two women. Like, Beast can't take care of himself. It's like the irony in that statement is.
Hey, Buster! Hold it right there! Hold it right there!
He takes care of himself.
Hold
okay.
right there.
I like the Knicks gear.
Hey,
I like
you
everyone.
Asshole. I got news for you, son. I'm gonna toss you on like pizza on a cold day. Except, you know what I'm gonna be doing? It's just like riding a bike, just like riding a bike, huh? Except, hey, I live and eat pizza. That's what I do for a living.
Gary,
you're just a hater.
He's in like a safe place.
Yeah, no, look, it's nice what you do for me. It's quality.
When he calls me, he's really funny, dude. Like, I wish I could record.
He is funny. Like,
his safe place.
When I said he wasn't an entertaining caller, I was wrong. He is a funny caller. He's funny. He entertains me. I don't know what's wrong with him exactly, but he's certainly entertaining for sure.
I mean, obviously, you can't call Beast for double dribble. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let some shit slide.
So I got a plan here. I want to trade down from 2 and up from 16. How do we do that? I don't want to draft at 2. I'd rather have the Giants pick. What would you rather have? What the Giants have?
I would obviously rather have the Giants pick.
Which is crazy because if you go to Jimmy Johnson's draft chart, our picks have more value than theirs.
That's because
everyone would rather have what.
Our 2 pick this year is too weak. That's why yesterday everybody was knocking me. If you were to ask me, I would trade. Like, say, would you do this swap? Ready? What if Giants wanted 2 and they were going to give us 5, but we had to give them 33 and they had to give us a first round pick next year. So
we
lose again this year. We actually lose a pick.
Yeah, I want the pick. Just like when the Jets drafted 5 times, I wanted the picks next year. I'd rather have more picks in next year's draft than this year's. So I would trade this year. I don't like this year's draft. So I would trade picks for next year. But the Jets might not do that because they feel like their jobs might be on the chopping block. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to defer to next year when they don't know that they're going to have a job next year. So I would do that. But I don't know if the Jets are going to do that. I want more picks.
I'm sick of talking about Bailey or Reese. You know, I wish we were in the position where we could just draft like a Styles or Downs or someone that is not at a premier position, but we know is going to be a hit pick.
That's what I say. Styles and Downs are the two best players on the board defensively, right? Like Love, those are the three best players in the draft. Let's just try to get one. Like if you draft Downs, it's not the sexiest pick, but you know it's not going to be a bust, and you're going to look at it 4 years from now, and you're going to have a really good player, right? Like you're going to look at his 4 or 5 years when he goes into his contract, and you can say that's a really good player. We have a really good player. Like Jamal Adams, right? We overdrafted Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams sucks now, but he was a really good Jet, and we got a ton of value for him. Like it's not going to be
Williams. That was Greg Williams here.
Yeah.
Greg Williams created that trade and that power that you saw Jamal just get used like a freak. I always shout out Greg Williams for that because we were not getting two firsts and a third for Jamal Williams, and that's another notch on the belt from my man, three legs Joey.
Don't do that. Like, just take the L on Joe Douglas. Just take the L. Like we had that debate.
Hold on. If Joe Douglas doesn't miss on Zach Wilson, this is all different, and that's why when I'm like, I love Mougey right now. Mougey is knocking it out the park. He's doing great, but
if he doesn't miss on Joe Douglas, it'd be like saying, what if I was 7 foot tall and could jump out of the building? I'd be in the NBA. He did miss on Zach Wilson. Like, that was the worst miss. It's one of the worst picks in the history of the draft, and it was the most obvious thing when they took him.
I said Trey Lance was better right behind us. That was pretty bad, too.
All right. That's true, too. But, like, two wrongs don't make a right here. Like, just because
I'm just saying Mougey is in the same position that Joe Douglas was, where he's making great trades. He's making good draft picks, and now he had his quarterback, and he missed. He gave up on Darnold, and he took Wilson, and that was it. That was it for him.
But I said that, too. That draft had the two receivers. It had who were the receivers in that? Right? Jalen Waddle and
was that the Chase draft?
And Jamar Chase. It was Chase and Waddle. And I should just pick one of those guys and let Darnold play out his contract. But that was the dumbest thing ever. That was the most ridiculous. We have to take a quarterback. It's like, if you got to take a quarterback, take Fields. I don't even know who the right answer is.
Fields. I was an advocate that I didn't think he could read defenses, and sure as shit, here we are today.
Yeah, I had him as a second round pick, but if you were gonna take a quarterback there, Lawrence was gone. Who'd you have left? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll be honest, I didn't think I thought when Darnold showed us his hand in New York, I didn't think that was fixable. I was somebody who, there was a lot of people who wanted Darnold to stay, and I wasn't one of them. I wanted.
He gave you. He had good games. He gave you glimpses. He gave you signs. The Jets never built anything around him. It's hard to judge someone.
Joe Douglas should have been fired 2 days before he was hired.
You can do him. The moment he handed in Zach Wilson's name, they should have sent security to go put all.
He rebounded with Rodgers, though. I mean, look, everyone hates Rodgers. Why does everybody hate Rodgers? Why? Because he lied about COVID. I lied about COVID. Did you ever get the COVID shot?
Hell no, not for $1 billion.
I wasn't taking the COVID shot, so it's like. I had people at work coming in and having to take a survey that we were all taking the COVID shot and show proof. I had all fake shit.
I don't think you want to say that. I don't think you want to say that. I don't. Yeah. No.
Nice punch out, Bozy. That was a good 1-2 combo. Nice way to say it. COVID was fake. I like that. Nice little.
One of my best friends is a New York City cop. His wife was an elementary school teacher. She lost her job because he didn't get the shot. He was about to lose his too. So he had to take it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a rough time. It was rough. Yeah.
At we didn't have anything like COVID. My best friend's mom took the shot, right? She was a bus driver. She had to keep her job. She took the shot. It didn't sit with her well. She was in the hospital, and they put her on the ventilation thing, and she died. And from that day on, because that was like when we didn't really know enough about it. It was like right at the beginning. I was like, "Yo, just for my friend and for Donna, I couldn't do it." And from then on out, I was like an advocate. Like I wasn't preaching or fighting with anybody. I was just minding my business and saying, I should have voted for Gypsy. Don't worry, Gypsy and Gary are going to battle on the next show because I'm going to be at soccer practice. So you guys will get your fight.
I'll put the referee shirt on and make sure no cheating from this guy over here. I'll be watching the low blows. Any low blows from you will automatically constitute a disqualification. And if you don't break on the count of 5, I will disqualify you automatically because if I wear that ref shirt and it's black and white, don't you put your hands on me. Because just remember, if you put your hands on the referee, that's 5,000 big ones right there, Pally. 5.
Is that what we're doing? It's $5,000 fine. All right.
And if you put your hands on the referee, that's the law here. See, the referees, they make the call. They have the rules. See, that's called when you wear the striped shirt and you put your hands on the official. Don't even go there. Don't even go there.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you make multiple accounts and vote 50 times for Gary 3D Boxing.
Gentlemen, I'm looking forward to this afternoon.
I'm looking forward to it too, Jake. I didn't really get to talk about. I wanted to ask Robby Sabo about drafting a cornerback at 16. Is he opposed to that? Good.
I don't know.
Or McCoy,
I don't
whatever.
think so. I wouldn't.
Doesn't
Who
matter.
do you like? If all the receivers are gone, who do you guys want to take it? Like, let's say the board falls in order, like what we think it's going to do, and all 3
Is
receivers
trade
are
out
gone.
not an option?
Depends on
If
who's
you have
there.
to sit, let's say like it is, but let's say in this hypothetical, it's not. You have to pick at 16. Who you take?
I would take Cooper.
This draft, like, it just sucks to have all these picks in this draft because this draft
I would
sucks.
take Boston. I think I like Boston over Cooper, but that's just because I want another big body guy. Cooper probably has the better route tree and speed, but
Mike Perez says this is putting me to sleep. Where's the madness? Gary, say something to Beast, please.
sorry guys. Listen, I said to you guys last round that I wasn't going to start attacking Gary personally. Gypsy will come in later and they can fight, and you guys can vote for Gary. And I can't.
I've never said a bad word about a single time. Never said a bad word about anyone I've ever faced in an Asmaniac tournament. And I'm not going to start today. I've never done it, nor will I. Like, I'm not gonna run negative campaigns, especially against this guy. This guy's one of my favorite people. If I have to lose, like last year, I hope it's to this guy.
My man. You know I'm about the Jets arguing, Jake. When we're arguing Jets, I get mad and I yell but I'm not coming out here to attack people. If the Jets were good, we'd be all fucking hugging and kissing. So we're just bad. So we got
2023 was so fun because we got Rodgers. We barely paid any attention to the draft. The Jets were picking 16, and like we thought they might take a tackle or JSN. They took McDonald. We're like, what?
Right. We were so happy though. Remember that year when we first got Rodgers? Like that's what it would be like if we could just fucking be on the bubble. And
you know what stuck out? You know why I voted for Leany yesterday? Do you remember 2024? We started 2-1. We beat New England. Leany was almost in tears. So happy. We're 2-1. But for us, that's like when we beat the Patriots and we're 2-1. Leany was on the phone post game with Jake, almost in tears. He was so happy. Like, we're 2-1. But that's something for us. Like, that's like, it's not a complete disaster. And Leany's almost in tears of joy because we're 2-1 and beat the Patriots. It's like
that was a Jake Ashman party. That was the meetup.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Jake Ashman meetup.
I was out of town. I remember listening to it from my hotel room.
Are you talking about the win over the Patriots?
Yeah, week 3 we beat them. Yeah, it was a Thursday game. It was a Thursday game.
It wasn't like an official meetup that we did because we did the Texans game that year on Halloween, but many of us went to the home opener, so we all were at the L5 tailgate.
Oh, no,
it felt like a meetup.
It was Shine's thing.
I think Shine and Boy Green did like an official thing. I just told everyone, hey, I'm going to the game. I'll be tailgating at L5. Every Asmaniac's welcome.
We were all together, and I didn't even go into that game. I didn't get tickets. Me and Hawk watched the game in the parking lot, and it felt like it felt like it was going to explode in there. We were watching the game we brought a big ass screen in the parking lot. We're chilling, watching the game, and it was so fucking cool to have that feeling of how we dominated that game. What a difference! Oh God, I hate
that. Was probably the last good moment we had as Jet fans, honestly. Like,
the win that night, and then the 9 days before the Denver debacle was the highlight of the Aaron Rodgers era.
It really was. It was all we got. And then Aaron Glenn comes and pushes. I think Garrett from what we've read since then, I think Garrett didn't get along with Rodgers, and that could have played into a little reasoning why we didn't keep Rodgers. Maybe Glenn knew that. Like, if we were going to extend Garrett, he was like, you got to find me someone else.
I mean, it's no secret they didn't have the best relationship, but you ask Garrett, would he rather have Aaron Rodgers or Justin Fields as his quarterback?
Yeah,
knowing what we know now, what do you think he'd say?
Right, Garrett was the most targeted receiver before Devontae came, so he was getting eaten. I guess when Devontae got there, it was kind of like,
Why was Justin Fields so bad? Like, he was never this bad before he got to the Jets. Why was he so bad?
Beast, your thoughts?
Sorry.
He sucked. I mean, first of all, Justin Fields couldn't throw a football save his ass. First of all, he's too slow. He looked like he was halfway incompetent, and he was just going,
He was scared. He didn't have it mentally.
Something happened at that Buffalo game that something crept into his mind there, and it changed him. I mean,
we probably must have left the brown stain in his shorts.
We get
You're familiar with that, right?
Yeah, you would call that brown bacon stains.
Oh, Beast, when was the last time that happened to you?
Not for a long, long time. In a galaxy.
I mean, it's happened to everyone. We both find out it's not. It's happened. I mean, if anyone said that's never happened to me, they're lying.
Gentlemen, we will see you this afternoon.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Asmaniac Madness resumes. Let's go.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
This afternoon, baby, Bonesy and Gary back at it for a chance to get to the Asmaniac Madness Final Four. Updated bracket. Left side, Chef Kevin, winner of the inside-outside region. Big fella, bottom left, winner of the Dangerous Alliance region. Top right, decided today between Bonesy and Gary. Bottom right, decided tomorrow between Gorman and Purple Belt Mike. Couple super chats I want to hit. And by the way, the Darren Mougey presser is up on the Jets YouTube. They posted it late, so I will watch it between shows and have more thoughts on what the Mood said this afternoon. We only reacted to some of the clips that were out there publicly. Mike Perez in the raffle for 2. We read this earlier, but I want to acknowledge you, Mike. I got you down. Gypsy says, Gypsy Moonchild, college doesn't make a woman too old to have kids, just makes them smart enough to avoid having them with guys like Gary. Hey now, Gypsy Moonchild, well played.
Joe Douglas should have been fired 2 days before he was hired.
Well played. All right, I got time for maybe 2 calls, and I say maybe because there's no guarantee this is going to work, but we're going to try anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gusbuster Umbrella hotline right now is none other than...
Hello, I'm Mikey. I'm Bobby's little bro. Have you seen Jake Graves? She's so beautiful. I love my boy Jake, but not in a gay way. I am so happy. I'm not going to touch anything, I promise.
Mikey!
Hey, Jake, you hear me?
Oh, I hear you, Mikey.
I'm in the emergency room.
How are you feeling?
Because the medicine I was taking, it rashes on me. Yeah, I have rashes.
Mustache looks good, Mikey.
Yeah, doing good. And the Knicks go win the championship.
They got to get out of the first round first. That was a bad loss last night, Mikey. They should have won.
Yeah, it's the coach's fault. The coach, yeah. And then, you know, I was thinking, number 2 will be Reris, and 16 will be Lemon, and 33 with Tyson. Ty. Yeah, something like that. And
Reese, Lemon, Ty Simpson. I could get on board with that.
And 44 is the offensive line.
Offensive line. Okay. That would be a pretty solid draft to me.
Yeah, they got that. We got good players on the team already.
Mikey, why is your connection working better today than it has the last 6 months?
I have my phone.
That's got to be the key for you going forward.
And Jay, I wanted to thank you and Rob Sabo for the picture of what's his name? Oh, my friend. Yeah, what's his name? Wayne Quebec. Yeah, Wayne. Yeah, thank you so much.
Well, that's all Robbie, so I'll make sure that to let him know that you thanked him.
And that the Jets go beat everybody.
That's right.
Yeah, we go beat Buffalo. Poop Mafia.
Let's beat Poop Mafia.
Yeah, we love you, Jake.
I love you too, Mikey. Feel better, all right? Keep us updated on your health.
Yeah, okay, I promise. I'll call Bobby later, too.
Please do. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Mikey Midnight. Let's go.
Hello, I'm Mikey. I'm Bobby's little bro. Have you seen Jake Graves? She's so beautiful. I love my boy Jake, but not in a gay way. I am so happy. I'm not going to touch anything, I promise.
Helmet's coming on. Now, why is the helmet coming on? Well, ladies and gentlemen, a very rare occasion on the channel has occurred. Frank P has gifted 20 channel memberships. Let's go, Frank P in the raffle 20 times, 20 names to read off.
Go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets!
Here we go, Frank P. You are the man, and we're going to play a Jet chant on loop as we do this. Let's go, Lowski. 20 names, courtesy of Frank P. Sonny Miller, Armaz, Romano, Bucks Ganghouse, God Lee, George Koreski, Rafa Cotto, God Lee TV, Nick Camp, Dradian, Maurice Morales, what is it? Not Very Clever, Swamp Ranger, FL Jetfan, Vic Cortez, Deborah 468. But wait, there's more. Fire Aaron Glenn, Kikuchi, Bun the Bold, Deborah, all receiving a gifted membership from the Frank P. Let's freaking go. Frank, you are the absolute man. Thank you very much for your support. Got you down in our raffle this afternoon for 20. Mike Perez says, for Mikey, great hearing from you. Feel better, brother. Mikey Midnight in the raffle for 2, courtesy of Mike Perez. That's awesome, Mike. Thank you very much. I mean, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome, Mike, for putting Mikey in the raffle. All right, one call left, and then I got quite the surprise to play at the end of the show. If you missed yesterday's show, it was an all-timer, and the video I have at the end is going to change the way you view this show going forward. How's that for a tease? Ladies and gentlemen, today's closer is...
Adam is cool, although kind of basic. He claims he's too cool, though often quite basic. He makes great jet points, looks a little basic. Adam is cool, too cool, but basic. Some would say generic.
Hey, Jake, 2 days away. Let's go.
We are almost there, Adam. Almost there.
So I wanted to give some props to Robbie and JetX on the draft visit tracker. I definitely think it's worth a look because you usually want to draft players you've actually met, not draft strangers that you don't know. So
Correct.
It's actually very interesting to see what's on there and then to see some players that we haven't really talked a lot about. Now, yesterday I talked to Jacoby Lane enough. I don't want to beat that one to death, but keep a lookout on that one. Be an interesting wide receiver choice considering they've met with him twice. Secondly, Grayson Halton, 3-tech defensive tackle, another third-round graded guy, which I find interesting. Jalen Kilgore, which is like a big-bodied fluid safety, another third-round graded guy. Could be a late second-rounder, so someone also to keep an eye on, I think. And I think in the end, you wonder, like, well, why are they interviewing third-round graded people? And I think there seems to be a pretty high likelihood that Mougey's thinking ahead, and it's like, if I trade down, what could I get with a third-rounder? One that we notoriously don't have right now. So I think that the trade down is definitely in the works. Let's hope that Ty Simpson is available at 33 so that someone will maybe give us a third, maybe more, to trade down. That'd be pretty sweet. And looking forward to a good battle between Gary and Bonesy. Should be really, really interesting. I think Gary is a very consistent free thinker. I give him a lot of credit because he respects everyone's opinions, even though he may not agree with them all. And Bonesy the champ. I mean, I think in the end, though, I think Gary's going to be wearing 3 shoes from Alden's, 2 on his feet and 1 up his ass. So,
ladies and gentlemen,
I hope that puts a fire under you, Gary. If you win, I'll be very proud of you. Good luck on graduation day, but you got to dethrone the king if you want to advance.
Ladies and gentlemen, strong words from Adam. Whoa.
Jets, Jets.
Wow. Was not expecting that. Reminder, tonight, Jets Collective, 8 Eastern. We're going live. RSVP to our draft party. If you haven't already, we are presented by PrizePicks. Use that code HMA if you haven't done so already, because look, when you use that code and you put in $5, you're going to get $50 in lineup bets, bonus bets, if you will. So check it out. I will put together a Yankees Red Sox themed prize pick lineup this afternoon, but use that code HMA and you will see my lineup selection later on. So that's coming up during our second stream later today. But again, download the PrizePicks app and you can follow all my picks at Jake Asman on PrizePicks. All right, folks. Get ready for something that happened yesterday if you missed it. All right. Yesterday, a caller of mine named Jake Klein used to call a lot more, hasn't called a lot lately, hasn't called at all in a very long time. In fact, he didn't even know who Beastbreaker was. Think about that. So Jake Klein called in yesterday, and I wanted to make sure that since he didn't know who Beast was, he learned exactly who Beast be. So I'm going to play this. I'll talk to you guys at 4 Eastern with Joe Blowett. Jets Collective tonight. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We'll talk to you guys soon. As always, let's go Jets. Beast, how are you?
Sore. I just got off the crap for like 10 minutes ago.
Have you thought about maybe changing your diet so you are in less pain when you take a crap?
How about I just get one of them lazy bowls and then put the thing on and go,
Jake Klein joins us. Hello, Jake.
By the way, whoever this Beast dude is, like, he needs my services. Get him to give me a call, by the way. You're in a lot of pain right now, clearly. You got to do something about it.
Because the draft is Thursday, we're going to succeed.
With Woody Johnson as the owner, no, but nice try.
It's called We Will Succeed. How do you think Stone Cold got his Austin 316 and then, the skull in the back? Other side, jackass.
What's going on right now?
Haters are going to hate because they can't get
Jake, I came back for this. What is going on right now? Oh, my God. Am I witnessing that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Any baseball player who goes through pain. Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, John Olerud, Joe Carter, Andre Dawson, Rain Sandberg, Don Mattingly, Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, Reggie Jackson, Hank Aaron, Bo Vaughn, Carlos Delgado, Sean Green, Jose Canseco, even the great Roger Clemens, David Wells, Andy Pettit. These men broke their backs. Study your books. Come back to me. And when you do, I'm going to give you a test and see how much you've learned. You did good, but you're a rookie still, kid. In 100 years, when we're all dead, maybe the archaeologists will finally find us by then. They'll probably look at us like we're ancient dinosaurs. Think about it. Think about it. Use the internet. That's what they invented these things for. Why do you think they invented these? These phones. They got Android. They got iPhone. They got them little thing called tablets. But you know what you got to do in life? You got to get what you need.
Oh, my God. What is this?
Just put your effort to it, kid.
Oh, my God.
Just learn. That's a code. Some people like to use it as a punchline.
Oh, my God.
I'm blind.
You're supposed to be like this philosophical guy who, knows, how to use his brain and intellect, but you can't handle Beast.
I don't know what that means.
What's wrong with you, man? Welcome to the game, bro. Bro,
what is going on right now? I can't.
Beast, I don't want to talk to this dude.
I'll leave. Bye. I'll leave.
What's up? Peace, brother.
Use the internet. That's what they invented these things for. Why do you think they invented these? These phones. They got Android. They got iPhone. They got them little thing called tablets.
NFL Draft 2026 live from Pittsburgh. All Jets fans, we're looking forward to seeing you. Clock's ticking. Time's almost up. Game Thursday, April 23rd, doors open at noon.